구원해준 나의 천사 나의 세상 난 이상 새 고향이 널 만나러
When you don't like me, why would you marry me? Why in us, sitting in the dark room, her new mansion, new bedroom now. The walls were tall, the air heavy and quiet. Shadows pulled in the corners like they were waiting, watching, breathing with her. Jimin, who was standing in front of her, lifts his eyes, looking at her, his hooded eyes sharp at her. She could feel the weight of his stare pressing down, like it could cut through her chest. Because, he says, stepping closer, his shadow swallowing her whole. You love me, he says, and Wayan gulps. Her throat felt tight, her heart a cage of panic. She hadn't told him her feelings, not to anyone, and now her little secret was spoken aloud by the same man she loved with her whole heart. I know when people love me or hate me, and I need you now. He says, her brows furrowed. Why would he need her out of everyone? Why her? Your pure intentions give me strength. Your blood, I need it. He adds, and the words dripped into her like cold water. Wayan gulps, her eyes wide, terrified, her skin prickled, every hair on her arms standing. Looking at her facial expression, he let out a dark chuckle that made the air between them thick, heavy, and suffocating. Don't worry, he says, stepping even closer. I'm not going to kill you. Wayan blinks as if he heard the thought she hadn't spoken, like he had listened to every word she was talking to herself. The air between them felt electric, dangerous, alive. So you'll let me go when my job is done? She asked, voice trembling slightly. He shrugs his shoulders like it wasn't obvious. Lady, he says, his breath falling on her forehead. Her chest tightened. I have been with multiple women like you in my entire lifetime. You aren't any different. Got it? His words stabbed her heart, sharp and relenting. Tears fell freely down her cheeks. Betrayed by herself for giving her heart to this ruthless man. Her lips trembled, her hands curled into fists at her sides. She felt every inch of her vulnerability laid bare in the quiet, dark room. Then she speaks, trying to not show her weakness. Finish it as soon as you can and let me go. His lips quaked with a smirk before nodding. I'm the one who should throw orders here, not you, not anyone else, he says, stepping back. He walked away slowly, shutting the door behind him with a soft, deliberate click. Wine fell into the bed, heart pounding, lips trembling, eyes teary. She cursed herself silently for falling for the wrong man again, for letting her heart betray her reason. Jimin was getting off to work. Yes, he disguised himself as a common man to the world outside, while being immortal and ruling the dark world. And that was when Wayan saw him and fell for him, not knowing his true nature. Jimin had used her love to marry her, and now she was here waiting for her food to be served. She sat quietly, the room silent except for the faint clatter from the kitchen. Jimin came out of his bedroom, his shoes clicking against the marble. Wyan looked over at him. He waited there, staring at her. His hand moved, a subtle motion of his finger, asking her to come to him. She got up, walking slowly, her eyes fixed on the floor, not meeting his dark ones. Don't skip your meal, he said, his fingers adjusting his suit. She looked up at him, surprised, wondering why he cared. I'm not caring about you but myself. You have to be stronger physically, he said. She looked away, finally getting the answer she questioned in her mind. And, he said, stepping closer, there's a drink in your bedroom, he added. Wayne blinked up to him, trying to read his tone. Drink it after your meal, he continued, his tongue playing inside his cheek before he spoke again. And be ready tonight, he said. Wayne's eyes widened a little as he walked away, as if he said nothing, as if everything were perfectly normal, leaving her confused, heart racing, and a little unnerved by the casual weight of his words. When she walks over back to her room, she finds the drink on the nightstand waiting for her. She gulps down before standing in front of it, questioning if she should drink it or not. Her hands hover, trembling a bit, and she stares at the liquid like it's watching her back. And that was when her phone pinged with a notification. She looks over at the text. Drink it now, he says, as if he had been watching her through the shadows. Her heart skips. Her stomach tightens, but she sighs, setting herself to obey. She lifts the cup slowly, gulp by gulp, sip by sip, feeling it slide down her throat. Every swallow makes her chest tighten, every sip heavier than the last. When she's done, she places the empty cup back on the stand, the soft clink echoing slightly in the quiet room. She sits on the bed, hands in her lap, staring at the ceiling. Nothing happens for a while, nothing at all. Her body feels the same, her mind spinning until a sudden tiredness washes over her. She blinks slowly, heavy, her muscles aching with a strange exhaustion. And then her phone buzzes again. Another text. Sleep, he says, as if his command worked. Her heavy eyes close and her body obeys without question. She drifts into sleep right away, feeling the pull of it, feeling him there, somewhere watching her, controlling her, even from the shadows. When he comes back, he finds her sleeping in the bed. He goes to her and looks over at her. His eyes travel to the shadow on the wall, her shadow sleeping, mirroring her entire frame. Slowly, his fingers lift to the shadow. He touches her arm, the shadow, and Wayne flinches. His eyes snap back to Wayne on the bed. She felt the touch, like her skin prickling, her eyes fluttering as she tried to focus. Her gaze falls on Jimin, standing in front of her, his hand in the air touching her shadow on the wall. His fingers travel down to her arm, now holding her wrist. She feels his firm touch, steady and commanding, as her heart hammers in her chest. He makes her stand up and she rises slowly, standing in front of him, though he is still quite far away. How do you feel? He asks, his voice deep. Why nods before speaking, throat dry and light. Not bad, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. He smirks, his fingers trailing up her shadow back to her shoulders, holding her there. She feels it, every nerve alive, her heart beating faster than ever. With his touch, she doesn't feel his skin edge, only her shadow, and still her body reacts. Every hair stands on end, goosebumps crawling across her arms. Her chest tightens, anticipation and tension mixing, the room heavy with the unspoken. His index finger touches a spot on her neck, light but heavy. She curbs at the touch, her chest tightening, every nerve alert. Here, he says, tapping the spot. Even though he's far away, she feels him right in front of her, holding her frame in his hands. He leans closer, his body colliding with her shadow. Wyan feels the sides of her dress, trembling slightly when she feels his lips on hers, soft, full, tender, like he's about to own every inch of her body. Her breath catches in her throat. He kisses there, light at first, before his teeth came out, tracing a vein on her neck. It isn't painful, never painful at all. She feels it, a strange mix of fear and heat. He is drinking her blood like a vampire, like a demon himself. And when she realizes it, his arms are around her shadow, pulling her closer. Her body jerks in his touch. Her head throws back, his face buried in her neck. She shivers, every inch of her alert as he pulls her even closer, holding her tightly. Her hands reacted way before her now, trying to hold him, and when she could, she pulls him closer, like her body reacted when her heart denied. Her chest raised, her fingers digging into his coat, and she could feel every part of him through the shadow. When he was done drinking her blood, he doesn't stop. He lingers there, kissing the spot again, and Ryan felt shivers now. The kiss felt different, and her body was reacting differently. Muscles tightening, hair standing, every nerve alive under him. He shifts to the side, kissing the other side, naturally, like he was born for it. Her brows squinted at the way her body reacted now, her arms not leaving his body. She wondered how she could feel him closer, like he was in her bones. She sighs, chest aching with something strange, and before she could realize, a tear drops from her eyes. Jimin's eyes shot up. His eyes snapped back, and he lifts his head, wiping the side of his lips. He looks at her like she was the one who did it. You made me do it, he says. Wine opens her eyes, looking up at him. You made me do it, didn't you? He asks, and her brows furrowed, confused, not knowing what he was talking about. What? She asks, her voice soft, uncertain, not nearly knowing what she did. Her body still trembling from the touch, from the shadow, from him. She better leave soon, he says, before stepping back and opening the door. Ryan blinks, seeing him disappear like he was caught off guard. Like nothing could ever explain what just happened, and the room felt empty, heavy, and quiet around her.